one of the most difficult things for any of you to understand is the possibility that all of you are bypassing things and not recognizing anything, quite frankly. So what I can do is I can take major things that happened in the past. If I ask the question to you, your parents, your grandparents, none of them will have the answer as to why, yet we'll just know what occurred, but they won't know why or how it happened. So they have no retroactive for major occurrences that actually altered their life, nor are they ever able to apply that moving forward because they didn't take what was there in the first place, because they're answer relay. Now, this is like 30 years ago, even more, 35, even 40 years ago. And then I'll apply that to a current situation that's happening, and the same exact abuses are happening to you all. Okay? And the identical action is in play. It's in the beginning stages, and you will see it in the beginning stages, and then you'll be able to follow it. Just like I'm going to tell you how the original thing started with that. Ready? Here we go. Ask your parents or grandparents or great-grandparents a question. Ask them, say, hi. I was curious. Television was free. Then you started paying for it. Why? If it was free, did you start paying for it all of a sudden? See what they say. Meanwhile, you can think about it. If you're getting something for free, why would you all of a sudden pay for it? What would be the reason? What would convince you that what you're getting for free, you'd be better off paying for it? And this is the reason why. So let me tell you what happened. Cable TV came out and they said, okay, we're not going to have commercials. We're going to be commercial free. And because we're not going to have commercials and you're not going to have to sit through commercials, that's why we need the money. Because otherwise we would need the money from the people that we sell the commercial space to. But if you give us the money, then we won't need that and we won't need to harass you with the commercials. That's why. Then that happens for a little while, and then guess what happens? Surprise, surprise, surprise. Commercials, 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 baby. And you name it, you got commercials. You see, they start with, hey, this is the best thing since sliced bread. And you've been living like, yeah, we watch commercials that are a pain in the butt. Oh, no commercials? Okay, well, if we can get rid of the commercials. But then you wind up in the same exact boat that you are originally. See? With the commercials and everything. It's identical. Nothing has changed. You just have more channels, which you'll learn in life. You don't need those channels anyway. See, the point is, you're where you started. See? That's the game. You're where you started. You always go back to start. That always keeps you in one. So they always start this racket small, and very obscure. Very obscure. You will never notice it unless I tell you what the scam is. Because of that whole cable scam, I can tell you what the current scam they've been running from what I see now going about 6 months. It's Amazon Corporation. I call them AmaCON. Now, first I have to tell you where you are in the scam currently. So it originally starts at, hey, you pay $9.95 or $12.95 or whatever, and you get Prime, baby. Prime, you're the one. You're the customer. Prime. We just have the regular schlubs and then you, the Prime. Okay? We have enough stuff where you couldn't watch it the rest of your life if you lived 12 lives. But listen, we got it. If you need it, we got it. Okay? Prime, baby. Like, hey, no commercials. Same thing, but see, they're on the internet, right? So it's the same thing, really. No ads. Same thing, right? Prime. Just the best stuff ever. Prime, baby. That's all we have. You're the best. Then you'll see something about, well, these are like special. And in order to see these, yeah, you're going to have to, there's some ads you're going to have to watch. Not a whole lot. Maybe one or two. just a couple. But these are special. What happened to your Prime? Well, that's a long story. Don't ask questions. Just next chapter. Oh yeah, your Prime. You're sort of being trained to be subprime. That's where you are right now. Say, okay. Okay, just so you can enjoy the ride, that you can see where you're going and not just land somewhere there and go, hey, so this is what after the fact looks like. Whoa, this is pretty screwed up. How the hell did I get here? And then, of course, you can buy movies or rent movies. You know, it's not part of Prime, but Prime was the stuff, but I guess not all the stuff, because they still got to squeeze money out of some other people in other areas. You know, they got to handle the people that'll pay the most first, right? Then they handle the less, the less, the less. So by the time you get it on your Prime, you're basically a street scavenger is what it'll come out to be. Watch. And that won't be, don't worry, until you're fully subprimed, where everything has ads. Okay? The ads will be basic. They'll be like you're watching television. They're going to charge you money and they're going to collect money for the ads. Okay? Do you understand where this is going? Pay attention. Wake up. Rinse and repeat. I can do this to you know how many times in your life. You do not know where you are, nor have you ever. So you understand when you first signed up, you were the one, right? You're the Prime, you're it, baby. They got everything for you. But then what you're actually watching is that you're actually at the bottom of the channel. See, they're telling you that you're the Prime, baby. You're at the top. But what they're showing you is you're at the bottom. See, first there are movies that you can rent. See, and then there are the movies that, well, if you want to watch some ads, then you can watch those. See, they're above you too. See? And then you get to watch the same menu of the same movies that you watched already over and over again, because it would be way too complicated to not waste everybody's time with a simple 10-minute programming switch that says already watched. But AmaCON's game is to, well, the same game as they all have. Take up as much of your time as possible. It's the used car salesman, new car salesman theory all around your life. Everybody is vying for your lifetime. They just don't want you to have recognition of any of that, or anything, quite frankly, that has to do with you and not the story of you, their story of you. But hey, you're not upset. You play the lottery for what reason? You put up all that stuff in your house for what reason? You put all that makeup on for what reason? Fancy cars, and you wear those fancy clothes and fancy whatever for what reason? I have a question. If they're all your reasons, why are you doing all that just to go lay on a beach? Why don't you just go lay on the beach? Isn't that the real reason? How the hell did you get trapped in trickle-down psychotics? Which, as you will learn among gazillions of things, you go fishing, you bring one fish home to your family, you give 2 fish to your boss. I almost forgot, whether you can deal with it or not, that doesn't change the reality. See, now all you have to do is watch AmaCON. Watch how they do it. See them do it. Watch them screw you. Hey, but the deal is, you got to remember this shit for your kids. Do you understand? You can't just go, hey, on to the next thing. It doesn't work that way. Your kids are depending on you to relay the major chunks of change, of alterations, of differences, so that they can get centered better. It's like a base of knowledge before story gets to it, which is where everybody else has all that stuff. They have it not what occurred, just story. So as you can probably try to understand, that your world is inside of my world in pretty much everything that I can see. The problem is, from my view, all of the talking and chatter, all of it, is water cooler talk. That's literally the equivalent of the result of all of the chatter that goes on. All of it combined is nothing but water cooler talk. That's what you all do spending your time. It's bizarre.